This is Bruce Friedman of Adult Site Broker, and welcome to Adult Site Broker Talk, where every week we interview one of the movers and shakers of the adult industry, and we give you a tip on buying and selling websites. This week we'll be talking to Aerie Saunders of Webcam Startup. Adult Site Broker is proud to introduce ASB Marketplace, the first platform where you can buy and sell adult sites and domains for free. ASB Marketplace allows buyers and sellers the chance to come together on properties that are valued below our company's minimum of $50,000. Don't pay for other marketplaces when ASB Marketplace gives you this service for free. Visit asbmarketplace.com and sign up as a seller or as a buyer today. And don't forget ASB Cash, the first affiliate program for an adult website brokerage where you can earn as much as 20% of our broker commission referring sellers and buyers to us at Adult Site Broker. Check out asbcash.com for more details and to sign up. Now let's feature our property of the week that's for sale at Adult Site Broker. We're offering a rapidly growing hair shaving site, and the price for this site has just been reduced. The owner needs a fast sale for a new project he's working on. The site shows women getting their head shaved. It does not show explicit content, so it's much easier to promote than most adult sites. The site creates an environment for their customers where they feel like they're getting invited to the party of their hair fetish dreams. They love using slogans like, "Come join the party." There's a sister site that's a unique method of hosting their videos in a discreet manner for their customers. The site is fueled by redirects. This is essentially the brains of the whole operation. It handles the billing and rebilling, user information, and video displays. There's also a separate forum and a download store that did $5,000 in sales the first month alone. There is no paid advertising. They go directly to their customers with targeted SEO, YouTube videos, and social media. The community for this niche is very loyal, and the members will help any way they can to see sites like this grow. They'll donate. Some will even do work for the site for free. This site has a lot of room to grow with a little more time and investment. There's a mailing list of well over 1,100. Models' hair can be sold for thousands of extra dollars. There are trained producers for these shoots who would be happy to stay on after the sale. This great site is now available for only $399,000. Now time for this week's interview. My guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk is Aerie Saunders of Webcam Startup. Aerie, thanks for being with us today on Adult Site Broker Talk.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. Okay, so Aerie is a 24-year-old performer and adult industry blogger. She's CEO of Webcam Startup. Very impressive. WCSU News, the Camland podcast, and many other sister sites. Her specialty is in model referrals, generating thousands of signups for various sites over the years. The specialty stems from the information that she wished she had as a new performer herself back in 2015. Webcam Startup is a comprehensive adult industry blog resource and guide for tips and tricks to succeeding in the indie adult industry. In addition to helpful guides, informational videos, and regularly provided news on their platform WCSU News, there are also directories created to assist new performers in navigating the important features on sites that they sign up for. The entire site is free to access and prioritizes model feedback directly from performers as well as from social media to compile information to help all performers succeed. You can find them at webcamstartup.com and wcsunews.com. So first of all, Aerie, besides what I just mentioned, maybe you can tell me a little more about Webcam Startup.
So that was a great introduction. I wish you could introduce the site all the time.
Oh, I'd be happy to. I'm not too expensive.
So, Webcam Startup is a whole network of different sites. We've got our news site, we have our podcast, we have our site specializing in webmaster information and phone sex. Basically, we have a whole network of things that apply to the indie adult industry. And the most important thing about Webcam Startup and what it is providing free information where it's very hard to find niche information about certain things that are clearly written out, and you don't have to like go through a bunch of videos to figure out what's going on. We try to break it down as easy as possible and provide it free of charge, and well, mostly free of charge. We do use affiliate links and referral links, so the sites are paying us basically.
Well, I hope so. You're not just doing this out of the goodness of your heart then, huh?
So I was doing it out of the goodness of my heart, and that is how I originally connected with Webcam Startup. I did not invent the idea, but yeah, now I get paid for it, thankfully. So it's definitely better now.
Hey, there you go. Better to be paid than not to be paid. I've noticed that over the years. That's something I've learned as time's gone on. So why did Webcam Startup start the Camland podcast and WCSU News?
So Webcam Startup has always been about having guides, and we originally covered news as well, but we noticed a lot of keyword cannibalization within our content, and we wanted to make sure that performers were able to find the content they were looking for easily and didn't have to sift through news. And we also find a lot of the mainstream networks that models follow, like AVN and XBiz, while they do cover indie events, they don't really go in depth into it. It's a lot of crossover between mainstream and indie. So what we've tried to do is focus entirely on the indie industry, which brought about WCSU News and the Camland podcast for people who don't want to scroll through a site and read what news is currently going on.
Okay. Now, I've heard the term indie cam industry a lot. What's the differentiation between the indie cam industry and the rest of the cam industry?
So the biggest identifier for me for indie is that you manage yourself, and generally you'll be, doing it from home. Your home is your home base.
Okay.
You probably do your own editing, your own scheduling. If you do collaborate with people, you're setting that up by yourself. No one's taking a cut from you.
I got it.
So that's my main way I identify it.
So really, it's independent models. It's not models that are working for studios.
Yes, while we do try to cover some studio news, it seems like they're very secretive sometimes, so it's a little harder to get in there. But we do try to cover some of that as well. We do cover how to break up with your studio if you ever want to, because I personally almost always suggest being independent if you have the ability to.
Sure.
So yeah, we've gone into that a little bit. I think being independent is a huge thing, and if you don't need a location or equipment provided, it's definitely what I recommend.
Why should somebody be independent as opposed to having a place to go to work?
Well, having the place is pretty much the only benefit. There's an overwhelming amount of virtual studios that have started up that guarantee things like traffic and other various things that they can't really prove to you that they're offering you. And you can do a lot of the things they offer yourself if you're willing to put the time into researching and building up your audience and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's some studios with the physical location, it's awesome, but it's overwhelmingly virtual these days, at least in my area of the world. I'm in the US.
Yep. Yeah, we just sold a virtual studio, so I was kind of going, oh, okay. What are the benefits to performers finding information on Webcam Startup?
So I went into it a little bit before, but it's obviously that it's free. I mean, you can look up stuff offered by other performers, and there's people offering classes that you're paying $50 to $100 for, or
Hmm.
these like special guides that they send you in a Google Drive and they're charging you X amount for it. And I think my favorite part of it is that being a performer myself, I know I'm not charging performers for this information. It's free of
Right.
charge. And you can also suggest ideas to us. So say you're like, hey, I need a guide on how to do the underwater fetish. That's just an
Hmm.
example because Katie did an excellent article on it the other day.
Oh, okay.
Um, we will research it. We will hire performers to actually give us their feedback or write up an article for us that are experienced, and we will put it out there for free. And I think that is just super important to have out there because it's very hard to find free information, especially on niche topics like fetishes or
Hmm.
specific sites.
Yeah. No, the fact it's a free resource and other people are charging, that's a tremendous benefit for people. It's interesting. I spoke to one gentleman in Europe who was talking about the fact that models can be affiliates. And I was like, wow, I never knew that. Maybe tell me a little bit about that.
So I always tell every single model that isn't an affiliate already, like you need to be an affiliate
Hmm.
because models have the network for it. We
Yeah.
have the traffic. We
Yep.
make friends with fellow performers, and we also have the customer traffic.
Right.
So if you're already promoting your links for your websites, there is no reason you can't swap that link out for an affiliate link, a referral link, and just be making extra profit from it. Or if your friend wants to sign up and you're helping them get signed up and helping them with tips on how to succeed on a site, why not have them sign up under your link so you can directly see how
Hmm.
your help is benefiting them and their success then pays you? It totally
Yeah.
makes sense. And it's so important for models to do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, does webcam startup have any benefits for studios or webmasters, or is it only for performers?
So we definitely do have some benefits for studios and
Hmm.
webmasters. We have our sister site, Camming Webmasters,
Hmm.
and our original creator, Nate Hammond. He was
Hmm.
actually an SEO expert. So we
Yes.
have things that can assist pretty much every branch of the industry. While that's not
Hmm.
my specialty, we obviously do have the guides up that people
Right.
can look to, and I'm still trying to become an expert myself, so I can also help a little more than your average Joe.
Yeah, Nate's a brain on SEO. I mean, he gave me so much help, and I'm an SEO and technical dummy. I don't know a damn thing about any of that. I guess I could study it a little more, but I was always like, Nate, help me. What should I do here? And it's really funny. I'll tell you a funny story. I have all these domains. I'm up to 71 now
Oh
that
my gosh.
yeah, that are, well, no, that's just related to adult site broker. Okay. I've like cornered the market, and well, there's stuff I'm going to do ahead, but that's another story. Anyway, I put like a few lines of text on all of them, and I was pointing them to my site, and I said, what do you think, Wayne? What do you think, Nate? And he's like, no, take him down, take him down. I go, he goes, the search engines are going to ban you. So it's like, okay, I will. Yeah. So I just forwarded them. But yeah, I almost made a brutal mistake. But our natural SEO is very good because adult site broker, obviously, that's like a big search. So anyway, but yeah, Nate's been just phenomenal, and I've been aware of the company since day one. So how did you become a CEO, by the way?
So I became CEO last year in January. Nate just had a lot going on, and we'd
Hmm.
already gone into the partnership. And he
Yeah.
decided that he needed to take some time off, and it was only supposed to be a few months, but he never came back. So
He's enjoying the checks.
yes, he is. And I will have everybody know I do the accounting and he does still get paid. I'm not ripping Nate off, but
I'm sure you're not.
he's great. When I need him for anything technical, he
Hmm.
can still log in and help me out with stuff like that.
Yeah.
He is our behind the scenes guru for
Hmm.
keeping the site functional at the very least. And I will admit I have broken the site at least 3 times in the past year and a half, and he has come to the rescue.
Join the club. I
But
break my side all the time. That's what
isn't it
that's
great?
well, that's what devs are for, man. That's what devs are for. I got a guy
Well, I
work.
guess Nate is the dev now.
Oh well, he always has been. No, I've got a guy working full time now because it's gotten to that point where it's necessary because we have an affiliate program and we've got a podcast and we're about to launch well, by the time this runs, we'll have launched our marketplace. We're recording it like right before it's going to launch, and there's a lot to do. There's just a lot to do. But yes, I'm very good at breaking my site. So. All of us tech dummies are, my dear. So talk to me. Okay, so you're 24 years old. Okay, you
Mhm.
said last January you became CEO.
Yes.
So you were 23.
Yes.
Talk about the journey. I'm blown away. I really am. And I told you even before we started the interview that I'm pretty blown away by you and your abilities at your tender years. You've obviously been doing this all your adult life, been in the industry. Talk about the journey from starting as a performer to where you are today.
So when I started as a performer, I was actually still in high school. I
Oh,
was
geez.
working full time while in high school, and I hated my job. I was an assistant manager at a Dunkin' Donuts. I just needed more money. I was living with my girlfriend at the time,
Hmm.
and I was just having a terrible time. I lived in New Jersey, and I don't know if you're familiar with like the price of the states and everything, but New Jersey is like
Of
the
course.
most expensive state to
Wait,
live
wait,
in.
more than California? I don't think so.
Oh, it's up there. It's got to
Okay.
be like number 2 or number 3 with California as number
Okay.
1.
Okay.
It's seriously up there. The taxes are ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
But I just needed some money and
Mm,
I needed to be able to support myself and pay my bills and
sure.
actually get a jump start in life.
Mm.
And the minimum wage at Dunkin' Donuts was not doing it. And
But the coffee's great, right?
oh man, getting free lattes on the daily, that is a benefit. I do
Oh
spend
yeah.
a lot of money on coffee now. So
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
like, maybe I should have just kept that on the side. But I got started and my first cam show was a joke. I logged in and my room was a mess and I was like, what am I even doing? 3 days after I turned 18 and I'm just sitting in my computer chair singing songs and I got a bunch of viewers
Hmm.
and I never left after that. I loved the environment and I
Hmm.
loved performing and connecting with people. And I
Hmm.
had a lot of performers along the way
Hmm.
who I reached out to who helped me. And eventually I just kind of became like really invested in learning more about the industry, trying out new sites. And I was one of the first performers to use IndieBill.
Hmm.
Rest in peace to IndieBill.
Yeah,
They are
yeah,
now shut
yeah,
down.
yeah. I actually brokered it, but anyway, go ahead.
So Nate was looking for performers to do reviews on various sites, and he reached out to IndieBill and was like, "Hey, send me one of your performers who can write a sentence that is legible." And that is how we got put into contact.
Hmm.
And I just kept bringing up more suggestions to him, like, "Hey, have you thought about doing a review on this or
Hmm.
covering this?" And he was like, "You know what? Do whatever you want. I'll pay you for it." And then
Hmm.
eventually he brought me on as a partner because I was
Hmm.
managing a lot of the communications on the site.
Wow.
And it just kept going from there. I mean, it kind of got like pushed into my lap. Not to say I don't love it, but
Sure.
Nate just slowly started to pass it off to me
Hmm.
and it felt very natural. And
Yeah.
I love being in this position. I always loved writing and
Hmm.
journalism, and to do it in a niche that I now work in and specialize in is awesome.
Well, it's pretty obvious. I hear the enthusiasm, and it's obvious you're very good at it. So it sounds like you've taken it to the next level. I kind of hate that saying, but it sounds like you definitely have. So, what type of adult websites are showing growth according to Webcam Startup Stats?
So fan clubs are all the rage right now. I
Hmm.
can tell you, OnlyFans in particular,
Hmm.
it's crazy. The
Oh
growth
yeah.
there
Oh yeah.
is outstanding.
Hmm.
And they know that, which is why they changed their referral program to be a year instead of lifetime. but
Oh,
it's doing
you
great.
gotta love Leo, huh?
Yeah, that hurt me a little bit. That hurt
Oh
me right in
yeah.
the heart, Leo, but it's okay. But fan clubs are where it's at. If
Oh
you're
yeah.
joining the industry, or even if you're in the industry already and you don't have a fan club already,
Mm,
just open one. The people
yeah.
love it.
So you call the clip sites fan clubs.
So fan clubs are different than clip sites, and
Okay,
they're
tell
different
me.
than camp sites.
Tell me. Tell me about it. How are they different?
Okay. So fan clubs are generally something that will have a subscription, and it's going to have multiple performers on it. It's not
Ah,
dedicated to one performer.
right.
So OnlyFans is a fan club. Model Centro is something different.
Hmm.
We call those, I guess, AMS type sites. And then we have
And that
clip
stands
sites,
AMS stands for
adult membership site.
Okay.
Yeah. So we then have clip sites, which you can offer individual videos for sale, and there
Hmm.
may be a subscription feature, but it's not going to be the primary focus. So ManyVids is
Ah.
a clip site. They have a membership, but it's
Hmm.
not the primary focus of ManyVids. And
Interesting.
then obviously your camming site, you cam on there, and that's the primary focus. So we kind of organize it by whatever either the site started as or what they specialize in.
Okay. So webcam startup focuses not only on the cams, but also the fan clubs and the clip sites, right?
And the phone sex sites and
Hmm.
pretty much everything. Like
Okay.
every single adult site, we have something on it. Even the adult social networks that you wouldn't even really think of,
Hmm.
they're on there.
Okay. All right. So what advice would you give to adult bloggers looking to get into affiliate marketing and actually make money?
So first you need to figure out what you want to target. Do you want to
Hmm.
target model referrals, or do you want to target customer referrals? And
Hmm.
obviously customer referrals are going to be easier. Most sites
Hmm.
will provide you with content to even promote to get people to sign up. And
Hmm.
if you're waving someone's boobs in someone's face, like that's getting signups is not super hard if you have the ability to create a website and market that website. So outside of deciding what you're going to be marketing to, do some research on SEO. That is the biggest thing, and that will put you ahead of everybody else, because you can pay hundreds upon hundreds of dollars for traffic, but nothing will ever beat the ability to organically bring viewers to your site with SEO.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I'm a man, and when women wave their boobs at me, I kind of do whatever they want. So, anyway, um, yeah, I got to tell my wife to do that more often. So tell me more about the webcam startup team.
So our team is comprised of contributors that will just contribute randomly, but our main base is myself, Katie Churchill, who is our staff news writer.
She's
She also does
fantastic.
our
She's
Yeah, she does our
fantastic.
interviews.
Yeah,
She just talked to you recently.
yes, she did. And I got to tell you, she was delightful.
She's wonderful. She
Hmm.
her confidence and her ability to just be honest is what
Hmm.
drew me to her. Like
Mm.
she tells it how it is, and
Mm.
I love her for that.
Yeah.
And, and then we have Alec Hardy. He is our sex toy specialist,
Mm.
our male performer specialist. We find it very important to cover the male and female sides of the indie
Yeah,
industry.
of course.
So we have him there, and he covers a great deal of stuff for male cammers and clip performers. And then we regularly receive contributions from Carrie Anthony, Greg Busyman, and just various contributors. We pay $100 per pop per article, so like
Mm.
we definitely get our fair share of contributors, and it's super awesome.
That's great. Now, are you currently looking for more contributors?
Always, if you have a topic you want to pitch us on, the contact form, my assistant will forward it to me, and then I will let you know if I want to run with it. If you search on
Hmm.
the site and you can't find what you're looking for and you want to write about it, let me know. We're
Hmm.
currently looking for more people with like MFC experience and
Mm.
Chatterbait experience, all
Yeah.
the token sites. Me and
Yeah.
Katie are a little introverted, so we're not on the token
Oh yeah,
sites.
I can really tell you guys are introverted. Yeah, it's very obvious. Yeah. Okay. So, Do you prefer working on the B2B side of the industry or the performer side?
So I love the B2B side,
Hmm.
but a lot of the people on the B2B side are, I like to call them dude bros, which is probably a little offensive.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that.
So oh, the affiliate side of things and the business side of things is not heavily female dominant to begin with.
Yeah.
And then if there are females in that side, generally they aren't performers. So I
Hmm.
find that a lot of communications on the business side of things, they don't go that well. It's
Hmm.
gotten to the point where I've considered creating a male persona for it. So
Okay. Okay. What's your male name?
Sometimes I just pretend to be Nate and it works. And
Ah.
people are like, oh
Okay.
my gosh, Nate, you're
Okay.
typing so differently.
Yeah.
You're actually making sense because he loves to send cryptic emails.
Yes, I know, on about 12 in a row. Uh, so what? She laughs, but she knows it's true. It's like he'll start a thought, and then he sends another one, and then he sends another one, and then he sends
I've
another one.
learned to decipher it. It's a skill of mine. That's how I've gotten this
Hmm.
far.
Well, I think he's used to chatting, so when he emails, he kind of emails like he chats. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I
Um,
just talk to him on Facebook Messenger now, so I can just react to his messages.
that's a good idea. Yeah,
It's a great idea.
I should have probably done that because my inbox was just getting jammed. And by the way, do tell him to email me because I miss him very much. Okay, so please tell him that because I really miss Nate. I'd love to connect. What advice would you give new models just getting into performing?
I would say do your research.
Hmm.
Don't go into it naive. Don't look at the first few rows on the campsite you want to try, and don't look
Mm-hmm.
at just the homepage on a clip site you want to try. Look at the people on, the last pages. See how long they've been on there. See how much time they've dedicated,
Mm-hmm.
and try to keep in mind it's not instant money. A lot
Hmm.
of people get into the industry with the idea that they're going to instantly make thousands of
Hmm.
dollars. And we
Hmm.
see the memes and the jokes like, did you
Yeah.
hear Pornhub is paying millions for
Yeah.
a video of you and your man? Like, they're not.
No.
And you got to come into it knowing that's not what you're going to get. You're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to invest time. And
Mm-hmm.
even then, you might not make thousands of dollars. It just
Yeah.
might be a little side hustle. So
Right.
you have to come in with your expectations set right.
Yeah, I think people in our industry in general think that like there's gold in them their hills, and they'll start a site, okay, and then they expect the whole world to come to them and give them money, and I'm sure models are exactly the same way.
Oh, yeah. You think that there's this taboo with adult content. So you think that if you're willing to show all this, that you deserve X amount. But at the end of
Hmm.
the day, there's always going to be someone online giving away the same thing you're giving away at a cheaper
Sure,
price. So you
sure.
have to learn to market yourself, define your price, and just become comfortable with how you're going to market yourself and the amount of time you're going to have to put in before you actually see conversions that are making a decent amount of money.
Hmm. And that brings up a good question. Obviously, with the pandemic, there's got to be a pandemic related question because, well, there just does. Um, the number of performers on sites like OnlyFans is just massive now. Okay, how has that affected the market for performers?
The performer turnover is absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
So it's affected performers in a way where you're losing a lot of trust with customers recently
Hmm.
because they expect to buy from someone and then that person could not be there the next day.
Hmm.
So you're having to work a little bit harder to connect with your customer and
Hmm.
kind of show them that if you're offering like a membership or
Hmm.
it's something that's not a one and done,
Yeah.
that you're going to be there the next day posting and they're going to get their money's worth.
No, it's
And
true.
of course, yeah, there's always going to be like some customer that is just a pain and is like, oh,
No,
do
really?
this
I can't
tomorrow.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, tomorrow you won't even be here. Give me my money's worth now. But it's
Hmm.
definitely spiked dramatically due to the pandemic.
Yeah.
But along with that comes the appreciation from customers who see models working through the pandemic
Hmm.
that haven't stopped and have been around and want to keep supporting them. So
Hmm.
it's a double-edged sword, but it's definitely a problem. The oversaturation sucks, and I believe there was a study done that said like
Hmm.
cam performers, the average cam performer stays around for like 3 weeks.
Wow.
It's got to be worse during the pandemic.
Well, yeah, and because like you said, they expect to get rich in a week.
And then they log on and have 3 viewers and they're sorely disappointed.
So how much are you still performing, by the way?
So I'm mostly doing offline stuff now. I
Hmm.
do fan clubs, clips. I actually recently got payment processing on my site because I'm
Mm,
trying to bring people over to me directly rather than through middlemen because
sure.
I get fired up about a lot of issues happening on clip sites more than I
Hmm.
should.
Hmm.
So I've pretty much been focusing on that. I do some Twitch streams every once in a while, but I
Hmm.
am planning on coming back to cam once things slow down on the news side of the industry
Yeah.
throughout the summer because, summer slump is notorious for being a slow time.
Do you sleep?
uh, Sometimes.
Hmm. Okay. Well, you're 24, so I'm sure you still have a lot of that youthful energy. So that's a beautiful thing. At 63, I need my beauty rest. God knows. So how do you feel your experience as a performer gives you better insight for adult blogging?
Obviously, I'm dealing with it firsthand. My
Hmm.
social media feed isn't other bloggers, it's performers. It's people I consider my peers and my friends, and
Hmm.
people who have opinions on things going on.
Sure.
And I get to see it directly from their point of view. And then I get to log in to these sites and experience it myself. And it's something that is great for adult blogging because basically I'm not bullshitting.
Hmm.
Like a lot of people that you can type a review about a site and say it's 10 out of 10 great, but do you
Hmm.
actually log in and try to sell content on it and make
Hmm.
money on it, or are
Right.
you just saying it's great because you logged in and your affiliate platform looked awesome?
Hmm.
So that's very helpful, having not only the experience of the affiliate side, but getting to see how other performers feel and how I feel myself logging into a site is super useful.
Hmm. Now, over the years, a lot of people in the adult industry have talked about how the affiliate model is dead, at least where pay sites are concerned. We talked a little bit about affiliates, but how important do you think affiliate and referral programs are in this industry?
I think that they are very important. I think, especially for people referring customers to a site, that
Hmm.
they can make or break a site
Hmm.
because you'll see the number one campsite is Chatterbait, and it has been
Yep.
for some time now.
Sure.
And it's because their affiliate program, they offer anyone who converts a customer 20% of token purchases for life.
Beautiful.
And it's a beautiful form of
Wait,
traffic
not for
because,
not for 1 year.
no, not for 1 year, for life. Oh my God. Don't get me started on OnlyFans. I could talk about that for days. But Chatterbait is great because
Hmm.
they know that giving these links to
Hmm.
their performers are going to post these links and people are actually going to click them because
Yeah.
people are visiting Chatterbait because they want to see these hot girls.
Yeah.
So to have, or hot guys or hot bays, they
Hmm.
have these hot people posting their links for them. That's basically, that's advertising they didn't have to pay out of pocket for. They're only paying based on conversion. And that
Right.
is an excellent system to have.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, if you, it's an old axiom, but if you take care of people, people will take care of you.
Exactly. When I post a link personally, am I going to post a link to a site that's going to pay me like 50% and nothing extra? Or am I going to post a link to the site that'll give me like 20%, whether they spend it on me or someone else, just
Mm,
getting them to the site is what I needed to do. Obviously, I'm going to go with the extra 20%. Who wouldn't?
absolutely. Now, talk about the future plans for webcam startup, or at least anything you can divulge without killing me.
So, Webcam Startup is obviously going to just continue growing forever as the industry does. We will keep covering important news, we will keep covering important site updates, and we are looking to expand even more. We are expanding our fetish list right now to include more information about fetishes.
Nice.
And we have just a lot of projects that we want to get started on. Katie has started this amazing interview series, which you guys should definitely check out because
because I'm on it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on it too. Me and you are actually
good.
So that is definitely the biggest project for Webcam Startup, is going to be getting to know people in the industry more, including site owners, site brokers, performers, anything like that. So if you want to be interviewed, reach out to us, check that out. But basically, Webcam Startup, our big plans are to evolve with the industry, and we are looking forward to the next year, seeing what happens, what comes out of the pandemic once in-person events start again. So I'm just looking forward to it. I'm going to have to start like another webinar or something because I do that all the time. I just love projects.
Yeah, well, I can tell you don't like sleep. So it seems we share a passion, dogs. And you told me you have 6, and you beat me. We only have 4. We were thinking about adopting a puppy, but we were worried at what it was going to do for our old guy who's on the sofa near me right now. So how do your pups enrich your life?
My pups enrich my life in so many ways. I mean, I don't have hobbies outside of work, so they're the only thing really that can pull me away from the computer. When one of their cute little faces comes up next to my chair and is like, all right, let's go play fetch. I can't say no to that.
Yeah.
So they get me out of my little cave in my computer room and get me to go outside. And I got quite a few of them through fostering, which has also been just an excellent experience. Seeing one of my dogs in particular, he was thrown from a vehicle. He had full body of road rash. He was 40 pounds and he was not supposed to be. Seeing him grow and become healthy was just so wonderful. And just the love that they give and the trust that they gain back over time is awesome.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, we've got 3 rescues and a Pekingese, but we won't talk about that. Thank you to my wife. So besides the dogs, what do you like to do in your spare time?
I do quite a bit of writing. I am a published author outside of the porn world. I do mostly poetry. I've entered quite a few poetry contests and placed in a few.
Nice.
So yeah, that's my main gig. Besides this, I just bought a house actually. So my most recent thing is like living in Home Depot and doing home projects.
Oh, that's funny. Well, hey, Aerie, I'd like to thank you for being our guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk, and I hope we'll get a chance to do this again really soon.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Again, it's a pleasure to have you. My broker tip today is part 6 of what to do to make your site more valuable for when you decide to sell it later. Here's more information on what to give to a potential buyer. How well has your content been protected from piracy, and what steps have you taken to protect your content? Are you using a piracy takedown or monitoring service? These are important facts to know. What promotional tools do you offer to your affiliates? The more tools you offer, the more successful your affiliates will be. What's your traffic breakdown by country? Tier 1 countries like the USA, Canada, the UK, Germany, and Australia are the most preferred. Add in anything else that will add value to the sale of your property that you can think of, such as what custom scripts do you use? What content management system software is on your site? Do you use billing or affiliate software like Nats? What is your retention rate? How you retain your members is of the utmost importance. How many joins and rebills do you have per day? Do you buy advertising, and if so, what kind? Can your content make more money in the DVD or VOD markets, or have you already taken advantage of this opportunity? How much did you spend to produce or buy the content that's on your site? What do you believe the content is worth now? What's special or different about your site? How is it unique? Make sure and include a list of all of the websites you're selling, and in addition to any domains that come along with the sale. Is there anything that adds value to the sale? Provide them with any additional information upon request. Before giving a buyer any information, have them sign a non-disclosure agreement. If you use a broker, the NDA will be provided for you. Good brokers like, Adult Site Broker, have a large resource of potential buyers that are looking for properties just like yours, and they know how to deal with potential buyers. They'll also negotiate the terms of the sale, such as price and any payment terms. Before closing the sale, find a good escrow service to make sure that both the buyer and the seller are protected. We have those resources, of course. We'll talk about this subject more next week. And next week, we'll be talking to Reba Rocket from Takedown Piracy. And that's it for this week's Adult Site Broker Talk. I'd once again like to thank my guest, Aerie Saunders of Webcam Startup. Talk to you again next week on Adult Site Broker Talk. I'm Bruce Friedman.